It is 59 degrees Celsius inside this iron coffin. The oxygen is almost gone. 22 American warships circle above, dropping depth charges. And the man holding a nuclear torpedo launch key is about to say yes.
Contact. Bearing 320. Active cavity.
October 1962. The Cuban Missile Crisis has brought two superpowers to the edge of annihilation. Kennedy and Khrushchev trade ultimatums across the Atlantic while the entire world holds its breath. But the history books remember only the men in the light, in their war rooms, behind their oak desks, surrounded by cameras and aides. They do not remember the man in the dark. Submarine B-59, classified mission. Armed with one nuclear torpedo, a single weapon capable of destroying a city. The crew has been submerged for days. They have received no communication from Moscow. They do not know if the Third World War has already begun. Their captain, Valentin Savitsky, is convinced it has. And Soviet protocol gives him one path forward: launch. But there is one rule standing between him and that order. A rule that, on this day, only one man will choose to honor. Soviet regulations required the consent of 3 officers to arm a nuclear weapon. Captain Savitsky, yes. Political officer Ivan Maslenikov, yes. Deputy Brigade Commander Vasili Arkhipov, no. He stood in a room full of men who believed the world above them was already burning. He had no new intelligence, no orders from Moscow, only conviction and the weight of what launching would mean. Savitsky screamed, the crew begged, the depth charges kept falling. Arkhipov did not move. Historians would later calculate that the American forces above had no idea the submarine was nuclear armed. The depth charges were signaling, a warning, not an attack. But inside B-59, no one knew that. In those 30 minutes, Vasili Arkhipov was the only man alive who chose uncertainty over annihilation. He voted no, and the world continued. Vasili Arkhipov returned to the Soviet Union. He was not celebrated. He was not given a medal. The mission was classified. The decision buried. He died in 1998, largely unknown, in a world that had no idea he had once held its fate in his hands. The man who started the Cuban Missile Crisis has a library named after him. The man who ended it has a Wikipedia page. Physicist and activist Dr. Thomas Cochrane once said that Archipov's single vote may be the most consequential individual decision in human history. Not a president, not a general, a submarine officer in the dark, sweating, saying no. The next time you wonder whether one person can change the world, remember B-59. Remember the man no one remembered. And remember that you are here because he was not afraid to stand alone.